Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your favorite podcast. Also, happy first Monday of November. This is Chiquis and Chill, just in case you didn't know, but you probably know because you love us, right? And you know that I love sharing my personal thoughts, give my opinions on this podcast, open my heart. And today I want to share something a little different with you guys because I've noticed I have a lot of these, a lot of pet peeves, you guys, things that get under my skin. I consider myself a pretty happy person, a positive person. I always try to find the positive out of everything, but I'm human and things do annoy me. So I just thought it'd be fun to share some of these with you guys. I've shared this pet peeve, this first one, on social media quite a bit. It's something that really, really bothers me. It's when people go to the grocery store, anywhere that has a grocery cart, and people don't put it back where it belongs. They leave it like by your car or in the middle of the freaking parking lot, like anywhere except where it belongs. I cannot. First of all, I truly believe in being considerate of other people. Why do I say this? Because it's happened quite a few times where the cart will hit my cart, it'll dent it, it'll scratch it. Not only that, I just feel like it's lazy not to just take a few more minutes, seconds really, to just walk over, leave the cart, and go about your business. And it really bothers me. I feel like it's only common courtesy and polite, and it's part of being integral, having integrity of like saying, okay, I know this isn't my job, because some people have said that before, like, well, that's not my job. There's people that do it. We shouldn't see things that way, in my personal opinion. So I always do my best, no matter how busy I am, if I'm running late, to take it back and put it where it belongs. But that is a huge pet peeve of mine. And I don't know. I just think it's, again, common courtesy. Be nice, be polite, you guys. I've told you guys this before. I used to work at Kmart for 4 hours, right? And anyways, and when I was working, the reason I quit was because, and this is why I'm so huge on customer service, which is my next pet peeve, but I'm so huge on customer service because I worked in customer service. I was a waitress. I worked at a restaurant for a while, and then I worked at Kmart, and all my businesses have a lot to do with customer service. So my point is that when I was working at Kmart, I remember folding the clothes and, I'd turn around and try to do another section, and then I would turn around back to the other section, and it was just all messed up, which is where and when I decided that every time I go to a store and I get something and I don't want to take it, I'm like, okay, I literally go all the way back to where I got it from to put it back. Yes, there's people, that's their job, yes, but I want to treat people the way I want to be treated. So when that happened, it frustrated me. I said, you know what? I'm a fight here. I'm gonna fight someone. So I just said, you know what? I can't work at Kmart anymore. So that's where I was like, okay, I have to be polite. I want to, again, treat people the way I want to be treated. It's huge. Okay, so customer service. This happened to me yesterday, you guys. Yesterday. Another one of my pet peeves. As I've gotten older, I have realized that I've become more anal and more particular. And I just don't understand why people do certain shit, I just remembered another pet peeve, but let me talk about what happened yesterday. So I went to the store with Emilio and his mom and his grandma, took them out to eat. I like to do that at least once a week. Anyways, I go in, I need new bras, and I need sexier bras because my husband's been asking for that. So anyways, we walked by the store, wasn't Victoria's Secret, the store, and very nice stuff, lingerie, cute stuff. Walk in there real quick. And the lady was busy with another customer. So I was just waiting, patiently. And I grabbed a bra and I didn't see my size. So I asked her, I said, hey, oh, hi, do you have, 30-60? That's my bra size. And she looked at me literally like this. I was like, oh, hi, me. I always smile. Like I really do. Anyways, and she just looked at me, literally walked away. And I followed her like, was that? And I was like, should I say something? Should I not? Rude. Not a smile, not hello, no, nothing. There was no one else in the store but us. So it wasn't like she was busy, because I understand people being busy. But I turned around and I can't stay quiet. And I said, was that a yes or a no? My tone of voice was like, bitch, don't with me. Because I was being nice. And Emilio's very chill. He usually doesn't say things. So I'm the one that usually defends. Like, I'm not a bitch about things, but it's just like, hey, you're being rude to me for no reason. So anyways, back to my story. So I was like, was that a yes or no? And she looked at me. She said, I was thinking. Because I don't know if I have the size. And I said, well, you could have at least said, oh, 1 second, let me check. Not look at me and like I'm bothering you. And this has happened to me quite a bit, guys. Because when I'm not like this, usually every day in my life, I'm despeinada, I'm in a freaking bun, no makeup, I'm in my workout clothes. You would never, if you don't know who I am, then you would be like, oh, she's just a normal chick. I'm a normal girl. Like, I don't know. I'm not like with my brand name purses. Like, and I sometimes think it has to do with the way you look, you know what I mean? Where they treat you differently. And I've come across that. And we've talked about it on the pod before where I've done things and be like, I'm gonna show you who I am. But I have no energy for that, but it's just like, dude, just be freaking nice to anyone that walks in. So she then apologized. She did. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. But still with an attitude. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I was just trying to figure it out. I'm like, thank you. And I was nice. And I said, thank you for saying, for apologizing. But guys, customer service is huge. I understand we all have bad days. I get it. I know sometimes we go into work with a broken heart. I have gone on to stage with a broken heart, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be in a bitchy mood and not give my best show because it's not the audience's fault, and it doesn't, and that's one thing that I talk about a lot on social media is you guys, like, it doesn't cost you anything to smile. Even if you're having a bad day, if you smile a little bit, it's going to make your heart feel better, especially if you're in customer service. Again, going back to treating people the way that you want to be treated. And people in customer service, I'm like, I'm sorry that you don't like your job or you're not happy with your job, but that's not my fault. And if I'm nice to you, I expect for you to be polite to me. Mind you, I know there are a lot of a-hole customers. I get it. People that go in and are rude. And I'm not for that either. I don't think that we should be mean to employees because that they can't really bark back, but, and I don't agree with that, So anyways, that's a pet peeve. I can't with rude people. I've done it a lot where I'm at a restaurant. If there's not good service, I always give a tip. I love to tip. But I won't give a good or a better tip if you haven't given me good service. I will let you know too, because I'm just trying to make the world better. So that's part of making the world better, right? I got to let you know. So customer service, guys, huge. It just gets me all rattled up. Another pet peeve, littering. I cannot with people that litter. I can't. Where was I? I was at the airport and we were walking literally inside of the airport, walking in, trying to get out through like security through, customs. There was a banana peel on the freaking counter, trash on the floor. Like, I can't, like, why not wait? Like, even if I have a gum and I put a gum in my mouth and I don't have anywhere to put it, I'll put it in my pocket, I'll put it in my purse. I won't throw my gum out because gum is not biodegradable. I feel like I understand that a lot of people litter. I understand that we're like, oh, well, it's, especially LA, there's a freaking mess everywhere. Yeah, but why are we going to contribute to that mess? Like, if we learn to do our part individually, it'll make the problem better, little by little. I understand it's like, oh, well, why do I care about global warming? And I don't want to need a recycle. No, like, it's all about doing our part and doing the best that we can so that we're not adding to the problem. You know what I mean? So it's like, I see people in front of me when I'm driving and they're just throwing shit out of their window. Seriously, I need to like chill out sometimes. Like, I can be a little impulsive with that, but like, I have yelled at people on the freeway. I'm like, don't be rude. Like, I'll drive up to them. I'm like, why did you do that? Like, I can't. I don't know. I just feel like the world is so beautiful. Mother Nature gives us so much, guys. Like, why would we just trash? Like, you wouldn't want anyone to come to your house and just trash your house. It's the same thing. The earth is our home. Like, you don't do that. Just don't do that. Oh, I've talked about this one too. When people make me feel dumb. It's something that it's something that I have to work on, stuff that have to do with my childhood, things that I'm still working through. Therapy helps a lot. It's an insecurity, we've talked about it. And one day I'll tell you guys a story as to why. But anyways, when people try to make me feel dumb, like if I ask a question and my mom always taught me, ask questions. That's the only way you're going to learn. Don't ever feel embarrassed to ask a question in class, to ask a question in a business meeting if you don't understand. And now I'm more secure in that aspect of like, oh, hey, I'm sorry, what does that mean? I don't understand. Because I should know if I'm in a business meeting, you get me? But now I'm like, hey, it's okay to ask questions. But when people respond in a condescending way, trying to belittle me, I can't. Then another side of Janae comes out where I'm like, wait a second, you don't have to be rude. Don't make me feel stupid. It's like, well, you don't know that? Like when they say that, and it's like, no, I don't, because if I knew, I wouldn't be asking you. You know? Don't do that. Like, just be nice. ¿Qué te cuesta? You know? So that's 1. 4. I have a lot, guys. Oh my God. Okay. Do you guys have to like leave me comments, okay? And like, let me know, do you have pet peeves? All these things that I'm mentioning, is it just me? Do you guys understand? Okay. Oh, another little pet peeve. At home, my house is, I think I get this from my mother. But she used to hate, and I don't like to use the word hate a lot, but she used to hate fingerprints on her walls. It would drive her nuts. Imagine Jenny Rivera, this huge freaking superstar, selling out the Staples Center, okay? Like, she would get so pissed, and she would, all over the house, would have her little spray and little toalla, like she hated the fingerprints. She's like, do not put your dirty ass hands on my walls. So I got that from her. Now I'm like, oh my God, there's like a little scrape on my walls. And all my walls in the house are very light. They're white. And now I get that from my mom. And also the windows. I like my windows to be very like clean, no fingerprints. I'm just very anal about that. Another thing I'm anal about, another pet peeve, is scratched rims. I cannot. Anytime someone scratches my rim or I scratch my own, I'm very careful. I get them fixed. Shout out to Dr. Will. You guys can find him on Instagram. He goes out to my house. And if anyone, because they just did it the other day to one of my cars, and I was like, it does something to my soul that I'm like, oh my God, I can't. And not to talk bad about women, okay? But I do see a lot of my ladies out there with their rims all scratched up. We got to be better at parallel parking. Trust me, I learned the hard way. And guys too, though. No nomás las mujeres, but guys, I can't. Because there could be like a really nice car, like a nice Mercedes, and then the rims are all scratched up, and it hurts my heart. Is that weird? Oh my God. Okay. People who don't pick up after themselves. We talked about that. Yes. Well, I guess littering is one thing, but people that don't pick up after themselves, yes, that's another pet peeve, because, Emilio's not here to defend himself, but I've learned to take deep breaths because I can't, and I've learned that I can't expect everyone to be like me. And that's okay. Everyone's different and everyone does things at their own pace. And Emilio is he's probably going to get so mad at me for saying this, but I like to put my shoes, I take them off. I like to put them where they belong. I just like to I'm a little more organized. He just leaves them by the bed, and his socks and his shorts, just leaves them there. And I don't like it, but I'm like, you know what? I got to pick and choose my battles. I can't fight over everything. It's like, he's a great guy. He makes the bed. He does so many other great things. And we have to learn to see the good in people. And we all, I'm sure there's things that I do that irritate him very much. But yes, like picking up after yourself, being polite. And even like when I was in La Academia, I had my green room, and I heard around that they were saying that my green room, my dressing room, was always the messiest. And that really bugged me. I was like, what? Because I like to pick up after myself. Like, I will put things into the trash can. I'm very like, I like to see things in its place. But I don't know if the team wasn't putting their water bottles in the trash or eating, or like, I like to just pick up. And once I heard that, I was like, oh no, I don't want to be known for that. So I just, after every show, like I started like cleaning up after everyone. I'm like, I don't want to be known for that because I'm not like that, So, pick up after yourself, be nice, and do what you can always. if you want, these are just my pet peeves and my opinions. Don't listen to me if you don't want to, but you know. Oh, the toilet. It's a big one. I also said this on social media, and it happened to me again the other day. I was at the airport changing. I had a promo day and I didn't want to go in my promo clothes. So I was like, I'm going to go change in the restroom, in the family restroom. And there was pee all over the toilet. And I don't understand. I don't get it. I'm like, okay, I mean, I squat. Sometimes, the pee will splash. Okay, well, what I do is I clean it for the next person that's going to come. I don't just leave it there. And I don't understand how people can do that. Like, it grosses me out. I think it's rude. But yes, if you guys, especially women, I don't know what the guys' restrooms look like, but the ladies' restrooms are usually a freaking hot mess. Like tampons, like ladies, if you are on your period, like wrap your tampon or your pad in a toilet paper and hide it and put it in, like make sure it goes all the way in the little bin that they give us so that I don't see it and I don't smell it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. Like, don't be a dirty birdie, ladies. Like, don't. And I don't know. And I asked Emilio, how are the restrooms in the guy? He's like, oh, they're pretty gross. I'm like, I wonder if they're worse than ours, because I walk in and I'll say it out loud. I'm like, dude, ladies, like, don't be dirty. I'll say it. I want everyone to listen, because I'm like, dude, talking about the restroom the other day. So we were all in line waiting to go to the restroom. And this lady walks in. There was 3 people in front of me. It was me, Kim, and then like 6 other people behind us at the airport. I've been spending a lot of time at the airport. Anyways, going to the restroom. This lady walks in, all cute, and takes the last stall. And I was like, the lady came out, and instead of the girls that were in front of me, she walked into the stall. Dude, I can't with injustice. I need to learn to sometimes maybe mind my own business, because I wasn't the next in line. But that's rude. That's not nice. Like, you are like everyone else. You wait in the back of the line. Like, what is your problem? And Emilio tells me that I have to work on that. Like, hey, like, that's not our business, babe. Like, don't, because I'm not trying to fight or pick a fight, because I'm not like that. But it's like, if I see something that's not right, I automatically want to defend and want to protect. And that's just who I am. So when I saw that, and the young girls, as they were very young, looked over at me, and I was like, the lady was in the stall already. I said, that is very rude. I started cussing. I was like, who the F do you think you are? Like, I was just talking crap the entire time until she came out. I said, excuse me. I told her, I said, that was very rude, and you need to wait in line like everyone else. She's like, oh, I'm 60 something. She's like, I'm a senior. What did she say? Senior citizen. And I don't know what, like, she was older. And I'm like, well, you could have asked us. If you need to go to the restroom, you just ask and we will politely let you go. But for you to just cut and not say anything, like, I straight up told her. She's like, you young kids are so rude, and you don't know what it is. You guys have lost respect. I was like, she's like, do you even know who I am? She said, I don't know who you are, and I don't care who you are. You're being rude. And you're lucky that I'm a changed woman, because I'm not going to lie, guys, I wanted to slap the shit out of her. I was like, she was so rude and didn't even apologize. Like, she wanted to defend her case. And I'm like, dude, no. And the young girls, they were just like, anyways, that's another pet peeve. Don't cut me in line. Don't. Okay. Oh yeah. This one I learned from my mother too. The mismatching brands. My mother, oh my gosh, guys, it was a huge deal for my mom. And I think I got it from her. If I was wearing Adidas, for instance, and I wore some Nike shoes, ooh, girl, or Louis and Gucci. And now I guess it's like cool to just mix brands and stuff. It's still, I don't think it's cool. It's a pet peeve of mine. Mind you, if you do, fine. More power to you. It's just something that my mom taught me and I have like embedded in my head. Or when she would get really upset when I would wear black shoes with white socks, stuff like that. She taught me all these things. Or ashy skin. Do not walk out of my house with ashy skin without putting lotion on your body. Or when I would go with like my clothes unironed. Oh my gosh. All these little things I'm like noticing. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like my mother. I'm like, Emilio, take off that shirt. I need to iron it. I need to steam it. He helps me steam my stuff actually. But because I don't like to steam, I'm more of like I like to iron. I like the actual iron board and I don't have one. He's like, he likes to steam. So I guess it's the age difference. I don't know. But the steamer just doesn't work well for me. So anyways, so yeah, that ashy skin, wrinkly clothes is my mom's, and the mismatching of brands and the sock thing. But sometimes, anyways, we're going to end with this one because this one is a huge one for me in my life, in my relationship, with my friendships, with my business partners, people that work with me or for me. And I'm huge on people that don't, like, it's a huge pet peeve of mine. People that don't take accountability. It shows so much growth in every way when we can take accountability. Mind you, there are times when it takes me a little while to realize that I'm wrong. But I always pray, I'm like, God, let me see where I went wrong and give me the vulnerability and the humility to apologize. Because there are times where I'm like heated and I don't see, like sometimes our anger blinds us. And I'll apologize. But people that don't take responsibility for their actions and don't know how to apologize, that let their ego get in the way. And that causes so many other problems. We have a whole episode on ego, guys. Ego is not your amigo. Go check it out. But taking accountability is huge. It's the first step of like changing. That's the first step of just realizing where we're going wrong, what we did wrong, what we can better. It's the first step to growth, to becoming the best version of yourself. And it shows humility. And I think that that's a beautiful thing. There's a lot of power in being humble in that way and vulnerable enough to say, hey, I'm sorry, I messed up. Yeah, you're right. And there's so much power. Like, it's like, who are we fighting? We're only fighting ourselves. You know what I mean? We're trying to beat the other person or tener la razón, like have the last word. And it just causes a lot of problems. So anyways, that is it for my pet peeves. There's a lot more. I'm not going to lie. I've noticed, again, like I said, as I've gotten older, I've realized that I have more and I'm a little bit more vocal about it, but that's just who I am. And I'm sure you guys have pet peeves. So please feel free to share them with me and see if you are in agreement with me on some of them. And yeah, I just wanted to do something different with this episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for allowing me to desahogarme. Thank you for allowing me to vent. Again, this is my space to share everything with you guys. So I appreciate you listening and watching and being here and letting me just speak because, again, it's part of like my therapy and it makes my heart feel better. So now I feel better. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode and I'll catch you on the next episode of Chiquis and Chill. I love you guys. Have a beautiful November. Ooh, I love November. I love this time of year. I love you. This is a production of iHeartRadio and My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcasts and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite shows.